Yes, hello. My name is Sibusiso Tshabalala, and I'm the Business Support Coordinator here at Black Southwest Network. And I'm here with my colleague, Derek Turner.
Hello, I'm Derek Tanner. I'm the Enterprise Development Manager here. So looking forward to engaging with all of you, hopefully.
Brilliant. So for those that don't know BSWN, can you see the slide? Yes.
Yeah.
Spot on. So yeah, BSWN is a racial justice infrastructure organization. And one of our key goals is to supporting communities, businesses, and organizations to flourish whilst we challenge systematic barriers. So I'm just going to take you through some of the stuff that we have been doing to get us to this point, mainly focusing on the business program. So in general, these are the different things that BSWN does. So focusing on understanding the community need, research and evidence, focusing on tackling root causes of those challenges, and then tangible impacts. So holding people to account and then actually bringing those results to communities. So in terms of the business support program, some of the activities that we have been doing as pilots have been there. So the first one is sector-led. That means we've been working with organizations that have got assets or organizations that have been around for a while. So GIMA, Carnival, what's the other one? Malcolm X Community Center, organizations that have been a while. We've been supporting them, and that's what that sector development program is. We've also had a program called Women in Business that had 20 women engaged that wanted to start or look at how they wanted to scale up their businesses. That was a specific program focused on women. We then also had a business support program that's engaged over 123 businesses during COVID, helping them to access information, bounce back or access grants or funding that was available during that period. And is it going to smooth my slide? Oh, no, not that way, the other way. Get in. And then we also had a program called Make It Work. This is now getting us a little bit closer to our discussion today. So the Make It Work program was specifically focused at organizations that are looking at getting procurement or contracts from Bristol City Council's adult social care departments, along with the NHS. So very sector specific program that worked with about 17 organizations to help them to get contract ready, especially when we're looking at the impact of COVID on minority communities. We want to make sure that we can diversify service providers. So that was a fantastic program that just finished about 3 months ago that was looking at that. In between that, we also had the LAP program, which is Local Access Partnership, which is what we're going to be talking to you about today, but also helping you to understand where the program has started and what we've been doing to understand the needs and therefore why the program has been structured in the way that it has. So yeah, the enterprise program. Why are we doing this? Where did we start off with? So about 5 years back, we started off doing a research piece, looking at BME businesses, Black and ethnic minority businesses. And this helped us to get a little bit of a data spread about what businesses need. We looked at social enterprises, we looked at traditional businesses, and we looked at anchor organizations. In terms of addressing social enterprises, we had a program with Just Eat that was called Startup 54. That was that program that got us to learn a little bit more about social enterprises and how to structure some programs. We also then did the Bristol Urban Enterprise and Innovation Network. That was about 6 events where people get to meet each other, network, and we use different venues to do that. And then we've also had, we did a research piece about social investments, and we also did a Bi-Social program, which is really exciting. And I'll tell you a little bit about that. So let me start off a little bit with the program that had quite a bit of impact, but Unfortunately, we didn't have the supply chain, and why the LAP program is such a useful program. So this program was initiated in London, and it was about getting social enterprises into procurement, and procurement looking at the large buyers. So PwC, BP, the local councils, Yates, which is a construction company, Wilmot Dixon, another construction company, Nationwide, which is a co-op in terms of a bank. All of them want to buy from social enterprises, right? And we've worked with them to find out what is it that they want to buy and how much they want to spend. And this program was then, we had a license to deliver this program here in the Southwest. And in the Southwest, we engaged with the universities. So Bristol University, UWE, West of England Combined Authority, and Bristol City Council. They then tell us what they want to buy. We then look at what they're trying to buy and say, hey, you don't have any social enterprises in what you are sourcing. How about you get some social enterprises in there? Along this process, they had to commit a spend. And one of the partners committed 100,000. Was not
992,500.
Thank you. 992,000. They committed. Just one partner committed to spend that every year with social enterprises, looking at different industries. So catering, security, media, and so forth. That was just one out of the 4 companies. But then we had a problem, is that we didn't know how many social enterprises will be delivering that service. Not only is this a local problem, but it's quite a national program and a national issue. What do we mean by this? Is that when you look at construction, for example, there isn't a social enterprise that provides wood or timber or that does social housing. Yeah. So when it comes to these large buyers, they're like, well, we don't spend 10,000, we don't spend 20,000, we spend $500,000. But there isn't a social enterprise that we can buy in to deliver that service. So that actually got us thinking, well, if we're to support organizations to get to that scale, what do we need to do? Because now they're saying they want to buy, but they don't have the social enterprises to buy into them. Now, we then did some research about understanding where do social enterprises deliver their services. This is done by Social Enterprise UK. And this is one of the data spread specifically about the Southwest. So we then get to understand which markets are saturated, where there's opportunity, and where no one is delivering. Yeah. And over here, you can see how many social enterprises are in the creative sector, education sector, provide events, in the retail, do research, hospitality, and so forth. Some that are national, some that are local, and so forth. And this gave us a little picture. Yeah. But again, there's quite some huge gaps. We then did a research piece about social investment to understand what do social enterprises struggle with in terms of getting social investments. This was with 10 social enterprises, and we worked with 5 social investors to understand, is it about the diagnostic? Is it about the application? Is it about the language? And how can we support social enterprises, minority social enterprises, to be able to access the social investment stuff? Yeah. What we then did is actually bring the social enterprise sector together. So that is Social Enterprise UK, the School of Social Entrepreneur, VOSCO, PSWN, and the leading body for social enterprises, SE UK, bring those together to make sure that we're all singing on one hymn sheet. And it so worked out that we do. Fantastic. So then what do we do with this? And I guess that's where the Local Access Partnership Program is all about. Are you with me so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, yeah, sorry. Brilliant. Cool. So the Local Access Partnership Program is mainly there to provide a blended finance model to support social enterprises to scale. It does not mean that all social enterprises want to scale, but in order to diversify the social enterprise landscape, it is much more important that we support minority community to look at becoming a social enterprise. And for those that want to scale, how do we support them to actually then scaling what they would like to do? Yeah. So providing market insights and also finance. So if you see at the bottom, There you've got people, then you've got resources, then you've got policy, then you've got cross-sector collaboration. So our approach started at the top. At the meantime, also we're doing the research. So in terms of the programs, we did a program about procurement. We got to understand quite a lot about procurement spend. Which sectors do large providers spend in? Which sections do they not spend in? How diverse is their supply chain? What are the barriers in getting a lot of social enterprises into procurement? We then also spoke with some of the leaders. So we've been working a lot with Claire Dove, who's the government rep for social enterprises. And one of the pieces that they've done for government is have the social value policy. Have you heard of the social value policy?
No.
Okay.
No.
No. So the social value policy is a government legislation that means that when you are doing a development, you need to do some social good in your community, in the community that you are building. So for example, we're in St. Paul's. You've got some developers around here building all these buildings for universities. What they should be doing is then making it clear that they want to hire apprenticeships. They want to have a percentage of social enterprises that are delivering their goods, or a shop front that's a social enterprise, or working with ex-offenders, or volunteering their time to support one of the community centers with doing a survey about their building or an energy certificate, or doing some volunteer days in your organization to help you in a particular way. Those are all the things that is about social value, or donating to your social enterprise or to your charity. Yeah, this is part of the contract.
Sorry, does it include that, for example, if there is a building company there, they come to a school and donate something or build something for that school, or donate their time or volunteering?
That's correct.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right.
So all of that is within the social value agreement with whoever's granted them the space to build. Yeah. So now this is government legislation. Bristol is quite good. It's at 20%. So anyone who puts in an application, 20% needs to do some sort of social good. Yeah. Other regions are a lot worse. So 20% is pretty good. So that's what the policy has been. So then that's why we then looked at social investment to understand why are people not accessing social investment. And now we're working with social investors. So one of our key partners here is Bristol and Bath Regional Capital, who are there to provide like city funds and access to finance and so forth. They are a core partner in this. So helping people to be able to get that through them. And then we looked at funders like Power to Change, Cadbury's, Unlimited, and so forth, to understand what are they doing, Quartet, what are they doing about increasing the amount of diverse applications that come to them, Arts Council, all these kind of general funders. But then the issue then is that we don't have a lot of minority-led social enterprises within the space. Thus, this is the first pilot focusing on supporting minority-led social enterprises to get into the space, to scale what they're doing so that it can, A, access grants, second, be able to trade. Because a social enterprise, that is the key distinction with a social enterprise and a charity, is that you must be at least 50% trading. So you're not 100% dependent on grants. If you're 100% dependent on grants, that's called a charity. And if you were to apply for any funding as a social enterprise and you're not trading, most funders would not fund you. All right. So it's really important that we look at your commercial elements and your social elements. So this program looks at both those two things and therefore aims to do that. Now, I could give you an example of a social enterprise that's doing amazing thing as a scale up. You've got some that are running restaurants and it's the social enterprises, and they're taking people with an ex-offender background and teaching them catering skills so that they can go run their own restaurants or, burger van or something like that. Yeah. You also see a lot of them in the construction sector where they're working with young people with different abilities, and they're getting those construction companies to give them a huge part of their social value, especially in like waste and recycling, where a lot of the people that are doing either the driving or remove or managing the waste is people with different abilities. And those social enterprises have got a turnover of like £1 million. All right. So they're looking at skills, they're looking at contracts, they're looking at this at the labor markets. Yeah. But currently we don't have a lot of those kind of social enterprises. I'm not saying that you need to be one. I'm just giving you the landscape. Yeah. So this was part of the reason of doing this blended finance model. I'll stop there, and Derek can take you through what the program is all about, and then we can get into a Q&A and everything else then. Are you with me so far?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. This program, Local Access Partnership, is for social entrepreneurs. And it's for social entrepreneurs or, companies or businesses where you are creating a business with a sense of social purpose. Now, to come onto the program, you can be in the ideas phase, thinking about creating a social enterprise, or you can be an established social enterprise. We'll give you a link in which you can sort of register your interest to come onto the program right at the end. And when you go onto that link, you'll go onto the BSWN website that's in the place where this program is kind of defined. And when you look at that, you will see two applications that you can make. One on the left-hand side is for those who are kind of at the idealization phase or at a very early stage of beginning to create their social enterprise. The other application is for those who are more established and are looking to either scale their social enterprise or deal with key issues that are preventing them from growing at this particular point in time. Is there any questions around that in terms of the focus? Okay, so how are we going to deliver the program? The program is multifaceted. If you look at the sort of slide that's on at the moment, you will see that we're running for a 3-month period between May and July, and we're delivering some core content to all of you to give you the basics of a journey, basically from, creating a vision through to having fundamentally a business plan that will enable you to scale and grow your business. And in between, all aspects from digital marketing through to, understanding your numbers, understanding the areas where you add social value and social impact, which is often very important for demonstrating that you fundamentally are going to deliver to whatever funding or institutions that you're kind of trying to apply to, that you're actually going to deliver on your promises and deliver the value that you say you're going to do. And it's very fundamental to many of the kind of applications that you might have to do if you're going down the funding route. But we'd also like to create within our programs a knowledge and an understanding amongst the people who come on it and are leading their organizations that there is a commercial aspect to what you're trying to do, and to test some of those assumptions that you've got around those commercial aspects, and to basically create a sustainable and robust business model that allows you to grow, start, sustain, employ people, and make that kind of fundamental social impact that you're trying to do. So we've identified those areas where you need a really core understanding of the aspects of the development of your social enterprise. But that's not all that it's about. Fundamentally, we're trying to build a community here of social entrepreneurs, and we're trying to support you on your journey, at least for a period of 6 months through our Incubator program. And that enables you a wider engagement with us on a one-to-one basis for support, mentoring, coaching, and to actually kind of help sort of embed some of those key information in some of those knowledges through one-to-one kind of interventions, which are there as a sounding board, also to keep you on track and to make sure that, you know, you can deliver the kind of strategic element that's required for you to sort of start and grow your businesses. We also reach out to our network because we have lots of connectivity with banks, with funders, and a whole range of people who can maybe enable you to access social finance or commercial finance within the marketplace, or can enable you to kind of help you, support you to think about your marketing and develop a marketing plan, or to look at your finances and things like that. So we can reach out to a wide network of individuals, and we will hold specific workshops in and around the 6 months on particular areas to support you with a wider base of expertise to create the robust sort of plans and strategies that you need going forward. So we'll utilize our wider network in terms of workshops. We also see the leadership of any type of enterprise as requiring a lot of soft skills, building your own networks, collaborating with other people, beginning to have conversations that are wider than your business and can actually develop a sense of wider purpose within your communities. I'm sure we're all passionate about delivering value to our communities through what we do. So we've created something that we call the Innovation Lab. So we'll try and utilize the community that we build around this incubation and this lab program to start to think about some of the issues facing the Black and minoritized communities, and to actually coalesce around as a team to start to think about ways in which we can actually offer some input into some of those challenges, utilizing the knowledge that's in the room, because it's not, we've not designed what we're doing to be talk and chalk, lecturer, student. We've designed it to be part of a collaborative network and collaborative society of enterprises that are going to get together, and they're going to grow, and they're going to be able to satisfy the needs of both their communities in the city, and also have the leadership to kind of develop and to grow some real policy change that makes a difference. So that's kind of our vision and our sense of purpose, and that's why we're trying to kind of engage as many social entrepreneurs as we can in that kind of process. So that's the Innovation Lab. We've also got the ability to bring our networks to bear and to engage you in new networking opportunities, both within the community and outside of the community, to grow that capacity and to give you additional social capital to achieve what you want to do and where you want to go. So we also provide desk space for those individuals maybe at an early stage who don't have their own sort of offices or facilities, who need a place where they can come, get that one-to-one support, engage in the program, have a base in which they can develop and start to develop their social enterprises to move forward. So, as I say, this is a package that runs from about May to October. It involves some fundamental kind of building blocks to support those people who are starting a social enterprise or are already growing their social enterprise. It provides opportunity for you to engage with other people who are starting or growing social enterprises. It enables you to build a community that can actually start to think about areas in which it can deliver wider change. And it's also an opportunity for you to engage with the experts in their field who can actually give you some input on social value, or how to write a proposition to go to a funder that ticks the boxes and that they're looking for. So what we're trying to do here is encourage you to sign up and engage in that support. The support at this stage is free. Not free in terms of your time, in terms of your effort, but it's a great opportunity, a unique opportunity to engage in what we can offer here and to start to kind of think about your organizations and where there needs to be change and where there needs to be, you know, embedding of the things that you do really well, and really understand your proposition and how to kind of promote it and take it forward. So yeah, I very much welcome you to kind of make that application when we put the link up a bit later. Right, it's a bit more about the offer so that it's very clear. On this program, you will get the opportunity to take up desk in office space in our new incubator that we're currently designing and developing here, but will be up and operational by the time this cohort starts to go through the LAP program. We'll have customized and bespoke delivery for you. So there'll be some generic, but there will also be the opportunity to engage in something that's very customized to your needs and support. We'll help you to engage as a community of like-minded people, to share those ideas, to start to kind of coalesce and innovate and think about, you know, the way you can take your business forward and the way you can take other things that you're interested forward in a really, really kind of progressive way as part of the community. We'll also help to connect you to funders and investors to really understand what they're looking for and what they want to do and how to kind of position your value in a way that's likely to attract that funding and investment. As I say, you'll have myself, who's been 20 years as a business coach and an enterprise coach, and also Sibs, supporting on a one-to-one basis in terms of supporting you to kind of start to order some of this information and some of these experiences that you're getting. And we'll also hold a wide range of networking events around it as well on issues that maybe outside of what you're doing, maybe on AI or something like that, or it may be something that's very focused on social enterprises. So again, it's a very holistic approach to your own personal development and that of your enterprises at this stage. Finally, to apply, it's very simple. Go on to the website at www.blacksouthwestnetwork.org/incubator. You'll see the application form there. Just click on and apply, and I would encourage you all to do that. And the second stage is you've now got an opportunity to ask us some questions, and we're quite happy to kind of field any of those questions at this stage if you have them. Or would you like a coffee first? Any questions? Any brave ones?
I have one.
I can't see you.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, so much better.
Can you see me?
There. No, not yet.
Not yet.
Mhm.
Right. Let me find my camera.
Okay, thank you. Zoom is already distant to nothing.
Yeah.
Hey.
Am I on? Can you see me? Can't see myself.
Oh, we see you. We see you. We see you.
Yes.
Fatima.
So I guess my question is, do you have to have an idea? Like, do you have to have a business or something, a start of something to be part of the, to apply for this program? Or can you just have a hint of an idea and be part of it?
It's only if you feel like that hint of idea has got a social purpose.
Yeah, definitely.
That's good enough.
Great.
We
Thank
Look
you.
forward to seeing you. You passed.
Hi, Sibs. It's been a long time. Maybe you don't remember me from Hannah Moore.
I do remember you, Fatima.
You do. There we go. Maybe that's why I was hiding my face. No, not really. I'm joking.
No,
Thank you.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Any other questions?
Yes, Moss. Mosse.
Hiya. Yes,
Hello.
it's Mercy. Hello.
Hi.
My question is, you said there's two different types of application. One if you're already running, and then one if you've got an idea that you want to materialize. What happens when you're in between both?
Tell me how you can be in between both.
So I've technically started my business, but I have no customers yet.
Okay. I think the idea one is very suitable.
Okay.
So I'll give you an example. It takes about 10 years to really have a solid company, yeah, because then you learn, you pivot, you adjust, you innovate, you grow, you scale down, whatever the case, yeah. But you get to find your feet, like riding a bicycle, right? So at the point where you've just registered a business, now you are still trying to go to the market. So it's probably still at idea stage, especially if you haven't like hit a turnover of over 45K. Yeah. So I would say that, and we do find people that have registered their company for, and it's like for 3 years, but the trade income is like less than 10. So it's still a startup in the sense that it's still trying to find its feet. So either way, we are still able to help and guide on that. So I think the idea one would be we do have a lot of space to put in additional information. So you can put that additional information that you're already registered, you're doing this, you've tested this, that's fine. Okay.
Okay.
What do you think?
And then the second question I have, sorry, go on.
No, I totally agree with Sibs. Fundamentally, if you're a mainstream business, I'd say the first 2 years of trading would be kind of startup, and then a bit further on more established. But I think often in the early stages of your development of your enterprise, you may have an idea, you may have some assumptions, you explore them, you might be really successful in the first sort of 6 months, year, but often it's a question of learning and developing that and honing down that model. And you may find that you're going down a route and you missed an opportunity or you didn't see it. And that's a really good thing about being in a community of people, because sometimes you can kind of test those ideas in a safe place with people and they go, right, yeah, I think that'd be a really great idea. Or they come up with something quite innovative and exciting for you to kind of think about. And that can actually really, really impact upon, the direction in which you're traveling at a very early stage in your business. And I always feel that there's two really aspects of a business that you're trying to do when you grow. One is to de-risk your investment in time and money, right? And two is to kind of absorb as much learning as you can to change your assumptions that you're making about your business into kind of reality or facts, so that you can actually kind of progress in a really kind of strategic way to kind of grow and develop.
Lovely, thank you. And then my second question was, it's running for about 6 months now. I am also a student. So when we have meetups or like people coming in to like talk to us and stuff like that, is that happening all during the day? Is there a mixture of like evening? Because like September onwards, it becomes a bit difficult to do stuff in the day when you also have lectures.
Well, I would say that's why we've front loaded the core content, because we recognize that there are things like called summer holidays and things like that in August. So what we've tried to do is create a core content program that enables you to actually begin to focus on your problem or your challenge within your business, or on your business full say with a full package of tools as individuals. But then we're trying to build an immersive kind of ecosystem of additional support around that. So there may be things that for one reason or another you can't engage with because of family commitments, time, holiday, or whatever. But we hope there's enough in the broad breadth of what we do, i.e. if we can get a great speaker to come in at sort of 8 o'clock to talk about what they want to do because they're busy for the rest of the day, then we will organize that kind of event. So there should be enough immersive content for you to engage in. And also we would hope that as you all get to know each other as you go through the program, that you actually build your own networks and connectivity and start to learn from each other, and that it's not necessarily totally have to be guided by us in terms of what this program is about. We're trying to develop both those soft skill elements and also that kind of strategic knowledge and skills and understanding of business and enterprise. So what I would say is there might be times when you can't attend a session, but it's not school. It's a school of social entrepreneurs, right? And it's about
and the one-to-one mentors.
Yeah, throughout you'll have one-to-one mentorship as well. So it might be that you catch up with myself or Sibs and talk around something that you may or may have missed because of your commitment somewhere else.
And with the renovation that we're doing, hopefully we'll have a nice little super duper studio, meaning that we'll be able to record some of the sessions and have a shared folder where you can find additional resources. That's what we did with the last group, because this would be the second group. We've already had one group where they have a shared folder, and in that folder there's the lessons, the workshops, and then there's additional resources like constitution, policies, insurance providers, all sorts of things that people can go to at their own time and leisure. Yeah. Rebecca.
There we go. Hi, Sibs. Hi, Derek.
Hey. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi there. So yeah, I've had a business idea for a while, and it becomes a bit like an echo chamber in my own head. So this really resonates with me. I know that I work best, particularly if I'm studying where it's in person or I'm engaged. I think for me, sort of distance learning or learning by video is I struggle with that. So it's really useful to have, as you have demonstrated, that sort of one-to-one and peer mentoring where there's some accountability and we can move forward together. So this really appeals to me from that perspective, because as I say, I've got this idea that has been going around my head for such a while, and I'm drawing diagrams and thinking about vision and mission and all that kind of stuff, but actually I just need to gain some traction with it and get it moving forward. So this sounds very good for me. I was just wondering about the time commitment that you would expect for the program.
Yeah, I mean the core areas are sort of 1 day a week for those 3-month periods. If you needed desk space here, then it's available. You book on and it's here, and you can be immersive in the area. I will be, and Sibs will be, working out of the incubator, so that gives you instant connectivity. Obviously, if you want to hold meetings with potential clients or whatever, you can come to the incubator, and we will kind of try and organize a space where they can kind of meet the community or come in and you can have those kind of meetings. Fundamentally, you're the leader of your business, and you will make judgment calls on where the value for your time is best kind of utilized. I think from our perspective, having that immersive content, if we are doing kind of, say, an innovation lab where you're working with a team of people on a project, then it would be nice for you know, for people to kind of hold themselves to those kind of commitments with other people, because it has impact if you don't go to that. We would hope that you would turn up to the core stuff, but you may look at the workshops and go, right, I need to, you know, I'm an expert marketeer. Do I need to go to a workshop on marketing? But I don't know much about sort of governance and structures and things like that. That's really going to use me. I need to be there. So I think in many respects, we're not trying to, you know, treat you as kind of children. We're giving you this huge resource and the ability to engage with it. And hopefully the level of commitment will meet the level of individuals' commitment to creating, starting, growing their social enterprise. Obviously, for those who are not committed and don't really want to put the time and effort for motivational reasons. I mean, we all understand we have busy lives and some have children and things like that. So you can work with that. But obviously, if somebody's just realizes it's not the way they want to go forward at this particular time, then it may be at that stage that, you know, there's a one-to-one discussion to be had on what value they're receiving from it. But no, I don't see a mega issue. And I think I always feel it's great when you're starting a business and you're on your own, then all these ideas filter around your head, and okay, you got maybe have family close or people who are close and you're bouncing ideas off them, but they might get it or they'll be very patient with you. But being in a wider network and community enables you to have those sort of immersive conversations and realize you're not the only one who's kind of got all this stuff going around in their head. And that can be where some real core value happens in terms of allowing you to kind of align your thinking and start to kind of process where your starting point is and what the key steps are to get you to the next level. So I think you're right. This would be really useful for you.
Yeah. So the program time is looked at between 10 till 3 as the core day at the core workshops. And then in terms of the lab stuff, or sorry, the workshops, where it's the, you know, bringing in a facilitator, working through that, how I like to explain it. The core days, for example, if we're doing branding, we'll have someone talk about branding, and then we'll, you know, work you through what you need to do about branding. But it doesn't mean that you then have the time to actually do it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So then in the workshops, we then bring in branding teams. So someone that could do branding guides, someone that does social media, someone that does design, and they're in the room on the basis that you have now prepared the material that you need. You've kind of looked at some of the color schemes. You've got a rough idea about what your logo would look like. They will then support you in, this is how you do marketing plan. This is a brand design. This is a tone that you could work with. Here's some examples. So at the end of that workshop, you actually leave with some tangible things that you can then say, I just need to polish this. I just need to polish this. So that you don't get to the end of the program and you're like, oh yeah, I've committed my time. That was really great. I learned a lot. But actually you don't have a portfolio, because we want to make sure that by the time you get to the end of the program, you've got a portfolio in which we can help you to say, now let's make an application to BBRC for the social investment. Yeah. If you say not investment, but you want a grant, right? Let's get you to apply to Unlimited because your value is clear. Your mission is clear. Your numbers are clear. All of this is clear. Now apply. We want to be able to make sure that at the end of the 6 months, that's where you are. So none of it is just, I'm attending to listen and hear, and then there's never the doing. So that's why Derek is saying that based on the person's commitments, they'll get to where they want to get to, because we'll give you that 100% effort based on your own effort. Yeah. So some may want to get social investment, some may not. So, you know, if you want social investment, you need to prepare a lot more things. Yeah. If you don't want social investment, that's fine. So either way, the program is allows for people that want to scale, people that want to have their ideas, people that are, you know, in the middle. It is very open for that, because it's also based on your own efforts, how much you book our time, you know, how much you commit your time, because the incubator is available for the whole 6 months. Yeah, that you could be using it with your team, have your meeting days, meet with your team, get your stuff done with your team. And then we have days where it's part of the core program, or it's the workshops, or it's the one-to-one, or it's networking. All right.
Yeah, no, that sounds really awesome. And I like the idea that, because I've attended various different kinds of events and workshops, etc., and it can be very conceptual. And it's like, yeah, I get the idea of it, but actually to be able to finish and then have something tangible that you've actually manifested, and you go, oh, okay, now I've got a picture of what I'm doing. I don't really have anybody in my immediate vicinity who sort of is engaged in the same way that I'm in the same kind of things that I'm doing. So this is why I talk about this sort of echo chamber of my own. I'm like, I've done the research, I get it, I think it's a great idea, but actually it's being in an environment with other people, and with that support to bounce ideas off and then actually manifest something. So the other quick question that I had was just how many participants in each cohort are you looking at?
Well, I think on this one, we're talking about 16.
Okay.
Obviously, once the applications are made, we'll go through a process to see which ones are kind of fit within the kind of incubator profile. But 16 is the sort of around the kind of limit on this, because of the limitations of space within the incubator. Because obviously, if we're going to offer people an opportunity to have a desk and things like that, then obviously, well, they won't be used all the time, but it does create a limitation in terms of the incubator space that we have.
And is there a deadline for applications?
Yes, I think if you check on the link, there's a deadline from there. Just give me 2 secs.
Yeah, I couldn't see it, but I may not be looking.
No problem, Rebecca. So I think it was the 9th, or the 6th. I could send you an email just to confirm.
Okay,
9th
cool.
of May.
Yeah, 9th of May or the 6th of May, which is the Friday.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll send you a confirmation email. Let me just check with Mina. So let's say the
That'd
first
be
week
great.
of May. Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool, no problem. Yes, any questions?
I've got a quick
Are you
one.
sure? Is there any shy people?
Here we go.
Yeah,
Go. Hi, Angela.
Hi.
Hello.
My question is with regards to that, as somebody said earlier, there are 2 different application forms. So I've been running my business for a while, but because of childcare commitments, I haven't really pushed it, because my priority is to look after my family. But now that my children are getting a bit older, I'm able now to invest more time to grow it.
Yeah.
So going by your definition, though, it seemed it was time related.
No, it's I mean, part of the ability to engage on a one-to-one level in the coaching aspect is that we can do sort of gap analysis and training, development needs analysis and things like that, and shape in and around, shape our kind of support to meet your needs. Obviously, we've got a broad church of people on this kind of call.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to say, well, we're going to deliver in this way, and fundamentally that may be beneficial for some people, and that might cause questions for other people. But what we're trying to do is create a holistic ecosystem where you can actually access the information and support you need, with the guidance of coaches who are permanently on site, in terms of Sibs and myself, to actually direct that need. And if we need to do something, if there's a group of people who need something very specific, then we can bring that kind of expertise to bear. Or we do have mentors as well, who are experts who will come in and support individuals who need mentorship, i.e. they're individuals who've been there and done it. So we would look to utilize our network, Angela, to find a mentor maybe who is doing or has done something that's very similar to what you've done.
Fantastic.
Help in that way, if you know what I mean.
And so would you be wanting me to apply within the startup or the existing?
It depends where you think you are. And I mean, fundamentally, if you have a settled business model, say you were a social enterprise and you know you're looking for grant funding to do another community project somewhere, but you're very, very kind of settled. You may have a team of people. You may have been operating for a period of time. You know, it's a very clear what you do and what your purpose is. Then fundamentally, that might be a more established sort of social enterprise you're going on. But if you're kind of in that space where, yeah, you've worked on what you're doing, but there may be areas which you need to kind of develop, and maybe you might want to pivot or you might want to explore different areas, then you may feel that you're in the first one. But like you say, Angela, I don't know enough at this stage about your social enterprise. It might be that you've been doing what you proposed to do for 20 years and you're a very established social entrepreneur in your space. It's just that your family lives has meant that it's you know, you've slowed it down for a period of time.
Yeah.
I think that's a judgment call that I would suggest you make. Fill out the boxes that kind of with the information, and obviously we'll consider whether you're in the right area or not.
Right, okay, so just fill out either of them and see whether it is okay.
Yeah. I mean, I run my own social enterprise, and you know, I think right now through COVID, I've been going through a whole change of what we do. And you know, if you look at our websites, we've got our impact reports ready. Literally, the whole website is going to be changing after I publish our impact report and the stuff that we've done. The whole company's changing. You know, but I've been trading for 6 years, right? But the thing that I'm trying to move into is new, although I've been piloting it indirectly, but it's new. So would I say I'm a scale up? I'm a startup in the new idea that I've got, you know? So
for me, it's not, I'm going to be doing, so Sibs knows already, but Derek, I basically signpost parents and carers to practical online safety resources so that they can create online safety strategies that align with their parenting style and the unique needs of their children. And I just continued, I intend to continue doing that. So it's not a new idea, it's just
okay. I'd say growth then.
Yeah, I'd say you're established.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, growth.
Thank you.
No problem. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ben.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm also fine. It's nice. I think what we are discussing is the order of the day, and I believe this network is going to help us more to sharpen our knowledge and deepen our knowledge, whereby when it comes to social network, social enterprise. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
I think what my brother has presented has given us a deep knowledge. And what we can do now is that if we have to start the application, I don't know, I was asking about the link and stuff like that. Sorry, I couldn't join earlier before. So if you could do something about that.
We'll just put it up now.
So that we can get the details and also apply as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure. 26.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Is there any questions?
I think the only thing is that if emails could be sent after this thing, then we build up on whatever you have said now. Then we strengthen our work from there. I think that's
Okay, brilliant. Yes, we will do that.
yes.
Let me just quickly show you here if this allows. Yep, that's it here. So I'm just showing you the page on the website. So that's the Social Enterprise Incubator program. These were some of the businesses that have been on the program. Life 2020 will do events at the Kumba Center. And then over here, then you'll see the 2 application forms. All right. So you just need to select the application form that you think is most suitable for you. They have different questions, but they are quite similar. If you scroll down, you'll then see some of the social enterprises that we have been working with, of which all of them were at different stages of what they were trying to do. I mean, with Lorraine, she was a sole trader, and she was running a sewing company, but she was doing like wedding dresses. But she wanted to find a way where she can have a different audience and reduce the cost for those audiences to be able to access her designs and the therapy of sewing. So she's now started a social enterprise. You have some that are providing social enterprise or business development training program for young people. CC Bed, who just wanted to freshen up their model. You have some that are in the education sector, Ancestors Unknown, a young creative, Kian was doing video, poetry, and also looking at like Windrush activities or plays. So there's been a number of them, Cafe Conscious, who's doing a restaurants with, during the day is led by young and mature people with different abilities. And then in the evening is the chef Wayne, who runs the caf. And then during the day, they also do activities. They work with schools, they do workshops, help parents to fill in forms, to access benefits and so forth, or for education, especially for children with special additional needs. So, it's been with different cohorts, and here you can find out a little bit more about the organizations that have been on the program. If I click on this form you can have a rough idea about some of the questions here. The name of your organization. If you are a registered company, then you put the registration company here. If you're not a registered company, Angela, and you're filling in this one, just put 00 there, because it asks you for your registration number. So just put 00 there.
Okay, thank you.
Address and so forth, how long you've been trading, what you've been doing, turnover. So this is this application, but they are, and then you've got the one if you've just at idea stage, just so we are aware what your idea is, what sector you're thinking of doing. Is it schools? Is it, is it a cleaning company? Is it a law firm? No idea. So it just gives us a picture to understand who the audience is and how different or how similar people's applications are. Does that help?
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah. Is there any questions?
Just another quick one, Susan Derek. In terms of getting the application form in, said either the 6th or the 9th, but the Friday of that first week. Given that the program actually starts in May, what's the turnaround time in terms of finding out whether you've been accepted or not? Because I will still need to put things in place for childcare.
Absolutely. Obviously, we will be in contact with you, and I'm sure through the notes that we will make sure that everybody knows when the sort of closing kind of period is for the application. And hopefully, once we've closed it, we'll be very quick to notify you of your acceptance on the program or not. And
the dates of the first events, because that's in
the
May as
date of
well.
the first event. Hold on a second, I can.
So when people make the application, we will have a look at the applications, and then where we need to give people phone calls about the application, how does it work, then we'll be able to do that. You've got the first date here.
The first date's the 24th of May, probably.
Ah, right, okay, so towards the end.
Move it that much, but that the 24th of May.
Okay, thank you.
At the moment, the incubator's under development, so we had to leave a little bit of space just in case, you know what building works are like, they can run significantly. So that's why we pushed it as late as that. But what we tried to do with the 6 core months is keep them together. So it's going to be 24th, 31st of May, 7th of June, 14th of June, 25th. I won't do this, I won't tell you now, but it will usually be on I think it's a Thursday.
The 24th is a Tuesday, isn't it?
Is it 24th? Yeah, one of them is a Tuesday.
Oh, right.
Because I think the 24th is clashes with
the green skills or something.
Yeah, with another program. But I think the other day is the 31st. Is that Thursday?
No,
they're all Tuesday.
They're all Tuesday, yeah.
They're all Tuesdays.
There might be one that got shipped for a reason.
No, they're all Tuesdays.
Tuesdays, yeah, Tuesdays.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Tuesdays. Tuesday.
But obviously, I didn't want to publish these dates, but you.
No, I was just asking, just so that
maybe a little bit of shift, but that's the idea. It's probably either going to be a Tuesday or Thursday, but at the moment they're all Tuesday.
Fantastic. Okay, thank you.
Because that gives, again, my thinking around that is if you go on the session, you need a one-to-one, one-to-one intervention with myself or Sibs. It's nice to have it while it's still fresh. If you hold it on a Thursday, it's very easy for it to shift over to the following week.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions or comments?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's just been great. This is great. Just wants to give some, compliments.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I share. What's great about it?
Just because I've gone through quite a few business applications now. It's quite tiresome, if I'm being honest, but it's good to hear firstly this is in Bristol, because I'm doing one at the moment in Bristol, but it's good to know that this is all part of a wider network. And also cohorts are quite important, I think, learning about other people's businesses and learning about how we can kind of move forward together. I think that's really important. Excited.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think we do maybe have Warasam Hersi.
Yeah,
How are you, brother? You all right?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Yeah, man. What have you heard? And does it make sense?
Yeah, definitely. For my part, I'm representing Phoenix Next Gen, which is a football club that turns CIC December time. You might know some of the guys already.
Yes.
We made it into a CIC in December. I joined as a director in July, and we're just working in terms of our branding, building our website, and we've done some community stuff already with partners like Quartet, Babasa, Westports, and so now we're looking to join you guys, see where we can lead to and create a business plan, etc.
Brilliant. I remember speaking to you guys during lockdown, and you were just looking at what you want to do next. We did the sported stuff, and it's good to see that you've progressed so far, mate.
Yeah, it's good.
So yeah, no, brilliant. I've come across you guys. We met early days of lockdown. So
Yeah,
yeah,
things
much
have
progress.
changed.
Brilliant
But
stuff.
yeah, like you guys mentioned earlier about doing half doing trading, half doing funding, that sort of questions we need to start talking about and see where we can go to. We made it into CIC so we can do more for the community aspect of things.
Yeah.
And so the avenues that we want to look at, like getting out leasing our coaches to work in schools and etc. So
yeah.
But yeah, we'll definitely sign up.
Boom. I love the progress, man, so far, man. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. I know we've got Mr. Is it MBP? BP, I'll put in the spotlight. Okay. Anyway, call it a day. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much for your time. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can go to the BSWN business support where it says projects. Go to business support, and you can click the link there. Scroll down, and you can book a slot between myself and Derek, and we can give you a one-to-one if you feel you've got any other questions. But in the meantime, please do make your application, and then we will send you the PowerPoint. We will send you the links via email by tomorrow. All right.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Lovely to meet you.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.